others.
And again, like Calvary Lee, she's the only other horse in the test field that has competed against and has defeated older horses.
At Allowance Company.
At Allowance Company at Churchill Downs.
Final round, definitely improving. Just a length off of Birdtown. That was in the Acorn as well.
Jerry Bailey has won this race 5 times. Well, Pat Day, the rider of Final Round, has won the test 3 times, including his first mount way back in '76.
Chimichurri has not won since November of 2002, but hasn't exactly been terrible in the interim.
She'll be ridden by John Velasquez, who has had success in the test in the past. And she, even though she's trained by Todd Fletcher, she's one of the long shots.
House Party would have to be considered the confirmed sprinter of the bunch. Always going 5, 6, 7 furlongs just once in a mile. That was in the Acorn at a very tough start.
She likes to come from behind, as she did there in the prior stakes, and Jose Santos is the perfect jockey for that riding style.
And Birdtown, upset winner at 18-1 in the Kentucky Oaks, went back and proved it in the Acorn. This one might have graduated into kind of a new class of her own.
She was left at the gate in the Oaks and won it. She shows speed in the Acorn and barely won it. This is the Kentucky Oaks you're looking at there, and they're using this race as a prep for the Alabama coming up later on at a 1.25 miles.
He's going to say new class of run, of course, excluding Azeri. But these, we're speaking here of the 3-year-old fillies anyway. Current odds right now, Lady Tack at 9-5. The favorite on the board just by a click. Bottom of your screen, you see Birdtown at 2-1.
And even though Birdtown defeated Lady Tack in the Acorn, I think one of the reasons Lady Tack's a slight favorite now is that this is the objective for Lady Tack. This is what they've been pointing for, the test stakes. Birdtown is looking ahead to the Alabama, and some handicappers think that maybe that means she won't quite be at her best for the test. We'll see.
Well, there's some question, like when Birdtown first started out, she ran so well in the sprints, they didn't know if she could even go a longer distance. Lady Tack preparing for this race out on the track right now. Jerry Bailey's up on this one.
Lady Tack is trained by Steve Asmussen, who had an outstanding Saratoga meet 2 years ago, a not so good Saratoga meet last year, but he's hoping that the horses like Lady Tack and Posse, both owned by the same guy there, Bill Heilig-Bro of Houston, those Silks, are going to rectify things at this meet. She is a very, very nice filly, obviously.
Showed the Acorn just briefly in our little post parade there. Let's look again right now to show how close this was. It was a head bob. Either one could have won it.
And you see Birdtown there in the blue silks with a white noseband. She goes to the lead. She raced up on the pace all the way around, which again, because she got left at the gate in the Kentucky Oaks, is why she was so far back that day. But Lady Tack was bottled up around the second turn, had to swing to the far outside. Jerry Bailey had to take her out there for running room, and she came flying. Final round is right between him and third. She was beaten only a length, and she's back in the test as well. So the top 3 from the Acorn all coming back.
Birdtown now 9-5, equal co-favorites, both at 9-5. Birdtown has Edgar Prado, and again that upset with Zito in the Oaks, totally unexpected at 18-1. But he knew he had something solid that day. He said he had a lot of hope for her, and then she came right back to do well in the Acorn.
Yeah, he had 2 horses in the Kentucky Oaks that day, and of course she pulled the big upset. She's no stranger to Saratoga. After she won the Kentucky Oaks, he thought the race kind of took a lot out of her, so he shipped her up to Saratoga and had her sort of a little R&R up here. He thought the cooler weather would do her some good. It was in the 40s. She loved the cold weather. She bounced right back to win the Acorn, and of course now she's back up here at Saratoga again, where she really likes it. Mary Lou Whitney, the owner, of course, is a famous Saratoga socialite, so she's quite at home here.
As is our custom, we like to look back in time at good racing. We don't go too far back for this one. The Silver Memories, the Long John Silver Silver Memory.
1 year ago,
that far.
Bobby Frankel trained filly You, who was coming off her own excellent races coming into the Saratoga meeting. Hooked up against the very tough filly Carson Hollow, one of the best races of the year and one of the best race calls. Here's Tom Durkin.
And here comes You on the inside of Carson Hollow, and these two are nip and tuck. There's absolutely nothing between them. You's in so tight. Carson Hollow is unwavering. These two in a dramatic finish. It's a photo finish that doesn't deserve a loser.
And it was You. This year's test is next. Welcome back to Saratoga. We're just minutes away from the test stakes, the 78th running of that. 3-year-old fillies. They are going 7 furlongs, and one of them, who's highly regarded right now, is House Party. The 6 has Jose Santos up, ran into a bit of trouble on opening day.
Yeah, Santos, of course, the hero of the Derby and the Preakness Aboard Funny Side, not off to a particularly good Saratoga beginning. He was suspended for a rough riding incident on Wednesday, so he is riding right now on appeal. House Party will be in an easy filly to follow because of her gray color. She'll be back in the back of the pack, trained by Alan Jerkins, who has won the test once before in '92 with a horse called November Snow. And Jerkins said there is not a tougher race in the country to win than the test stakes.
Why so?
Kind of an interesting comment there. Well, 7 furlongs is kind of a tough distance, but because you don't get that many sprint races for 3-year-old fillies of this magnitude, everybody with the top sprinter in the country that's got a filly points for this race, and it really does make it a difficult race to win.
There's the 5 Chimichurri filly I was downgrading a bit earlier before we got in the air. Randy jumped to her defense. Tell me why. I didn't see it win since what, November at Aqueduct, November of '02.
Are you sure that was me? I'm not sure I leaped to her defense. She's 15-1 right now. I really think that she is a second-tier horse in this field. I mean, she is consistent, but number-wise, she has never run a race good enough to compete against the very, very top horses in here. House Party beat her 3 1/4 lengths last time out, and I didn't really see an excuse that.
That's right. We were talking about something else apparently, or else I made it up. Kenny Rice has some views on Final Round, though, and he's not going to dispute it because he's just about to say it.
Well, Final Round, the 4-horse has 3 impressive races, you know, at this competition. Rusty Arnold, the trainer, now at 7-1 his Final Round, was impressed with the fact that she was just a length behind Birdtown and Lady Tack in the Acorn. She went from last to second, then fading to third in a 1 1/8 Mother Goose, running against Spoken Fur. But the last time she ran at this distance, the last 2 times she's run at this distance, both were in graded stakes. She has a win and a second, and she was very impressive here August a year ago when she broke her maiden over this track, winning by 5 3/4 lengths. So he feels that at 7 furlongs, Final Round may be able to get in there and get a piece of the action today, especially with Pat Day aboard.
All right, let's check out what the investors think of this field right now. By the way, if you're crazy about betting Country Romance, you can't. The 7, she scratched out of it earlier.
You want me to make Chimichurri win this race?
How so?
She was the only filly in this race I thought didn't have a chance to win. I'll make her win. She's 14-1 right now, but there are some pretty nice prices in this race besides Chimichurri.
Well, Birdtown has emerged now as the 8-5 favorite. A little longer shot is found in our butt long shot seen right now.
My name is Jerry Crawford, and along with Matt Gannon and Charlie Grask, I own today's Bud Longshot, Hallery Lee. I'm an attorney. I just believe in trying to win. I think I'm the kind of owner that drives trainers crazy because I want to be involved in the decision-making, where the horse should run, who should ride the horse, what the strategy should be. Probably a trainer's worst nightmare. The filly just was crying to run a little more distance, and she'd only gone 6 furlongs. And sure enough, we gave her to Dale Romans, who's done a great job with her. We stretched her out to 7 furlongs, and she won for fun at Churchill. Whether you're a coach in a high-profile profession or a racehorse or an owner of a racehorse, life produces a lot of great challenges. Today, take Hallery Lee in the test. Can I ask a question? Do my friends all get free Budweiser out of this deal?
Probably. There she is, Hallery Lee. He represents some college coaches, hoping that Hallery Lee stays out of trouble in this race.
We talked about the coaches. Of course, he represents embattled former Washington football coach Rick Neuheisel and the Iowa State basketball coach, former coach Larry Eustace. So he's got some high-profile clients. Doing pretty well, I guess.
And he likes his filly at 20-1 as sticking. It's been painted at 21 morning line. She remains 20-1 as they begin to load in the gate for 7 furlongs. Who do you see going to the lead?
It's a tough question. Country Romance, the horse that was scratched, was going to make the lead, and right now the pace scenario is wide open. It's going to be a very tactical race. I don't think Birdtown's going to be very far back.
Tom Durkin's in charge of the call of this one. Let's go upstairs to him right now. Tom.
There's Birdtown going into the gate, owned by the doyen of Saratoga Society, Mary Lou Whitney. They're in the gate. Birdtown breaks on top today, and she's going right to the lead. Birdtown is the leader. Chimichurri, Molto Vita, and Lady Tack in close pursuit. Molto Vita now up to take the lead. Birdtown second, just to her inside. Lady Tack now running in third. Chimichurri is fourth. Then Final Round fifth. House Party, the gray filly, is sixth on the outside, only about 5 lengths from the lead. And the trailer is Hallery Lee. Down the backstretch, long shot, Molto Vita. A 22-3 opening quarter. Lady Tack right there, down to her inside. And Birdtown is cruising along while racing third. Chimichurri is fourth on the outside. Final Round down on the fence in 5th position. House Party still about 5 lengths from the front. Farther back treading the field, long shot, Hillary Lee. Around the far turn, Multovita. And now Jerry Bailey wants that lead with Lady Tack. Birdtown still third. Half 45 and 1/5 seconds. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Lady Tack has wrestled the lead away from Multovita. But Birdtown looms a menace on the outside. House Party's just in behind them. At the top of the stretch now, Lady Tack spurts away. Lady Tack by 3 coming into the final furlong. Birdtown left behind in second. House Party moving belatedly on the outside. Final round, throw on the fence from fourth. At the 16th pole, it's Lady Tack. She's got it put away. And a sharp filly to win the task. Lady Tack by 5 emphatic lengths over Birdtown. House Party was third. The final time was 1 minute 20 and 4/5 seconds. It's just a 1/5 of a second off the track record. What a tremendous kick Lady Tack had when they turned for home. Left the others reeling.
Indeed she did. Lady Tack and Jerry Bailey, after 3 straight races not getting to the winners and closers, she does it here, and most impressively a tick off the track record.
The 78th running of the Test Stakes, and Lady Tack has just broken the stakes record. It was 121 flat. She lowered it by a tick, and she certainly got her revenge on Birdtown for that photo finish loss in the Acorn. If you recall, in the Acorn, Birdtown got the jump on Lady Tack. Lady Tack had trouble, came flying, came up just short. This time, just the opposite, except Lady Tack draws off.
Lady Tack's your winner of the test. We're coming back to review it some more. Talk to the winners, show you the prizes, do all those kind of horse racing things. We're coming right back from Saratoga on opening weekend. Back here at Saratoga, where Lady Tack and Jerry Bailey have won the Test Stakes in a near track record time, definitely a stakes record time for Lady Tack. Jerry Bailey, his 6th win in this event.
And Bailey is hoping that we have an ESPN race featuring him every week. 3 weeks ago it was the Hollywood Gold Cup. He won with Congaree. Last week it was the Dell Cap that he came home the winner with Wild Spirit, and now again with Lady Tack.
Lady Tack returning those who backed her an even $6. Birdtown was next in line. House Party got up for the show. We're coming right back to Saratoga to wrap this thing up. The Test Stakes convincingly won by Lady Tack. Stay around.
The road to the World Thoroughbred Championships. Powered by Dodge. This ESPN presentation of the Test Stakes is brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. By Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. By Budweiser, the best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. By Citgo, we know you. By Long John Silver's new buckets of crunchy shrimp. Equibase.com, your official online source for racing information from entries to results and everything in between. Equibase.com is a service of Equibase Company, the thoroughbred industry's official database.
Back here at Saratoga, impressive, an understatement on Lady Tack. 6th win in 9 starts. Her winnings now approaching $700,000 after winning the test. Our man Kenny Rice is with the happy winners.
Thanks, Kenny. If Jerry Bailey is on one more time, he does qualify for ESPN health and medical benefits, I think. Once again, you're in the winner's circle. Congratulations. Nice ride today aboard Lady Tack.
They mounted me very well. Steve had her ready, and believe me, you know, it wasn't easy what she did. She made it look easier, but that was a very impressive race.
Birdtown, she did about the only thing she could. She goes out fast, and that would be the strategy. Can you catch her? And you did, of course.
Yeah, well, my filly's very, very fast, too. I mean, she will rate, but she's very responsive, and Steve has told me all along, as soon as you really want her, she's going to give you about as fast as 3/8 of a mile as you want, and she did today, that's for sure.
Well, Jerry, I know you got to ride the next race. Congratulations. Back-to-back here in this race. 6 overall, you've won the test. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, Jerry Bailey back in the winner's circle again. Now to pick it up as they come down the stretch, trainer Steve Asmussen joins me, and here you see Lady Tack right now taking over and taking charge and looking very impressive for you, Steve.
Oh, she ran a great race today. Jerry gave her a perfect ride, and we're very proud of the filly. She showed everybody who she is.
You brought her here a little early to give her some training over Saratoga. The first time she goes out, she throws in a bullet work, throws in a very nice work the next time to get ready. Was that the strategy all along, aimed for this race?
Well, early in the year, we knew this filly had a lot of talent. 7/8 of a mile of the test, awfully prestigious race. We wanted to have her right for this and no excuses going in. Jerry gave her a great ride today, and she was able to show her quality.
As far as the future for her, and we know how good that she can be certainly at 6 furlongs and now winning the first time at 7 furlongs, where do you point her down the road?
Well, this was her target for the year, really. The test was. We'll make sure she comes out of the race in good order and then regroup and try to make a major target in the fall.
Big win for you today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve Asmussen, the trainer of Lady Tack, the winner of the test, doing so in stakes record time. Kenny Mayne.
All right, Kenny, thanks for that. Remember Extra Heat at Philly doing pretty well in the sprint.
Yeah, absolutely. But Steve had told me earlier that he thinks Lady Tack, now that she relaxes off the pace when asked, can go a mile and an 8. So if he ran her in a Breeders' Cup race this year, and he's certainly not intent on that, he's even thinking about it as a 4-year-old, he would go distaff instead of sprint at the mile and a 8.
We're looking at the full order of finish here. Chimichurri, didn't we make a case for her at the end of that?
Did we? Did we make a case for her?
Our Bud Longshot 6, and the Bud Longshots historically shape up pretty well, but unfortunately not so well in this one. All right, we're carrying forward week by week all summer long, all over the nation. Saratoga for us mostly. He goes down to Monmouth as well. Got a great weekend next week where we have back-to-back on Sunday. Those two who battled all along during the Triple Crown season, racing what, about 20 minutes apart.
Oh yeah, we get to see first of all Funny Side and the Haskell, who will get to run against Peace Rule, Sky Mesa, and some other horses are going to go Haskell. And then here at Saratoga and the Jim Dandy, of course, Empire Maker. And then hopefully, if everything goes well, then both horses will merge for the Travers Stakes, and we'll be there for that as well.
Get them together for the Travers on August 23rd back here at Saratoga. First, though, next Saturday is the Whitney, which also has a great, interesting backstory to it. They're fighting right now to try to get the great one, Azarian, of the race. Horse of the year, first time against the boys if she goes. And then the Haskell and the Jim Dandy, that's coming on the TV Sunday, all on ESPN2 racing next weekend. Please do be watching that. Up next on this TV channel is SportsCenter. I'd like to mention from time to time, this has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For further verification of that, please go to ESPN.com. Stay in line now for SportsCenter. Hope you enjoyed Saratoga. We'll see you from here next weekend.
Sarah